Ladies and gentlemen, this is internet personality Vangelus, and I want to tell you all about Glyos with packaging! These diminutive creatures are known as the Crayboth, and the original colorways actually came in these neat 2-pack boxes before the Boths joined the rest of Glyos in shipping inside of less extravagant plastic baggies. The Crayboth is a tiny little thing, barely 2 inches tall and made out of squat and scowl. Crustacean influences abound in its body plating and pinching hand. The Crayboth's other hand is a little organic cannon thing. If you have multiple Crayboths, you can swap some arms to outfit them with symmetrical loadouts thanks to their Glyos pegged shoulders. In terms of parts count, the Crayboth is a simple little 5-piece endeavor, though it's worth noting that the central core is actually made of 2 pieces that are glued together. I haven't tried prying them apart yet. 2 words, ladies and gentlemen. Manageable expectations. The Crayboth is a 5-component, 2-inch tall figure. 6 components, technically, if you count the 2 things glued together to make up his torso. There's 4 connection points. That means his arms do this. Both of them. His legs do this. Both of them. That's how posable he is. That's it! However, these things are connected with Glyos pegs. That does mean building, and pretty much that just means pull off his limbs and put on new ones. This is a Crayboth with traveler limbs from a Faden. He looks kind of funny, but I think it's kind of funny in a smile funny way, not a shake your head funny way. Let's stick on some stuff from a Gobon. Due to the hugely crowded space here, I had to actually put the Gobon, I had to assemble it like this, basically. So he's got legs on his shoulders, and he's got arms coming out of his hips. It kind of works. He's a weird little cybernetic Crayboth that just hates the world and wants to punch everything with his nut fists. Fist nuts. Let's put him over here. Stand up. The most interesting one I can show you would probably just be this, where I took some Axis legs and arms I'd already built for a Traveler, and literally crammed them into the small amount of space between the Crayboth arm and leg connection points. So now we have this weird Axis armored Crayboth. This is like the Crayboth who had enough. This is the Crayboth who just wants to take out his tiny rage on the rest of the world with his big crazy Crayboth cannon, and this is kind of goofy. This shows you just an example of the fact that a Crayboth is not an unbuildable toy. It just is. It's different than some other stuff. Common build I've seen actually that's really cool is to take a Crayboth torso like this, build a huge mechanical contraption, and then have the Crayboth torso be at the core of it. So that's a kind of cool thing. Also, if you do pry open the glued connection, apparently it's not too hard to drill a hole into either side and use a Glyos switch pin or just a male Glyos peg and peg something else in there. I haven't done that myself, so I don't have any examples, but it's a possibility. Anyway, Crayboths, they are not simply a swarm of little crustacean things. They can also be a really, really weird assembly of crustacean torsos with completely mismatched limbs, and I don't think I entirely mind. These little dudes are fun as hell. Certainly there's not much to them outside of being an easily hoarded horde of diminutive crustacean bipeds, but for what they are, it's hard to argue with the common price of $3 a head. If their tiny zen speaks to your soul, it's not going to break your wallet's spine to have a taste. But if you like the taste, get a neck brace. Anyway, this has been Internet Personality Vangelus, and I find myself at a crossroad. Do I continue on to the next era of PVC Glyos figures and accessories, or take a quick trip into the vinyl and sometimes vehicular side of Onell Designs? Decisions. Hint, hint. Tell me.